Three, two, one. A source of podcast. You here with Jabari Butler. I'm here with J.R. Hall.
Yes,
What's the
sir.
good word? How you doing this Wednesday?
Doing good, feeling good. It ain't 1,000,000 degrees out here. We done got a breeze and some rain. I'm finna go outside. How you feeling today, man? What's good and up
Man,
there
I'm ready for
with
this.
you?
I'm feeling real anxious for the season to start. It's been getting hot.
It's been
It
getting hot.
is. You know how it is at the end of summer. It just gets hot and anxious for some good football. So let's get to this football.
Man, what's been up? What you been seeing through? I know you been hot on the NFL game. What you been seeing? I know you been hot on them cuts and them signings.
We're wrapping up this preseason. Last week of preseason just wrapped up. So
yeah.
I just want to ask you, I got a quick question for you. I say, who is some of your standouts to the preseason, or who do you think out of all the players that basically you saw, who do you think are some of the ones that won the preseason?
Okay, out of the preseason, I'm gonna go with the teams with the younger players. They got just the rookies and things that just got picked up that can make an impact on their team, if not right away, before the end of the season, and give their team a positive at their position. But man, I'm really liking. And a lot of people would be like, what, JRS? Why would you like them? One of my top picks is actually Jackson Dart off of the New York Giants.
Oh, shit. Your ass is turned around that quick.
Just one time. Don't mark my words.
I'm going to just let you talk. Why you feel like that?
Man, because I feel like a lot of what you do on the field, a lot of what you do in sports and life, it's about your energy. And, man, he bring an energy on the field that I would think anybody want on their team. You could actually see it. You could see him bouncing around. You could see him talking to people. You could see where he got going, like he's ready. You can see once he gets on the field, you don't really see. To me, I only see him make one bad play out of the 3 preseason games, and honestly, I didn't see him make any bad reads, any bad runs. I did see him take off running, and I guess he had to realize he wasn't in college no more because somebody came and hit him. He didn't slide, and he fumbled that ball. That's the only play I seen. But, man, other than that, he just bring an energy to your team. Like when everybody's on the field and someone you can feel that energy. It's like I got to make some type of positive production.
Let me jump up off of that and say, I think it's just fun playing with a young gunslinger, somebody who ain't really just thinking about every little mistake. He thinking about going out there and trying to make big plays and get his receivers turned up and really just bring some, like you said, some good energy to the game. I think that like when you kind of got a depressing situation, kind of like we've had in New York the past couple of seasons, that's kind of what you need to get your team going. You don't need somebody who's just thinking about every little mistake, every little pass, every little no, you know what? Let's go out here and just think about making plays, and you know what I'm saying. And maybe he's young, so he hasn't even had the type of failure that Daniel Jones has, or maybe some other veterans has. So he don't even know what he don't know. He just know that I know how to play football and I know how to make plays, and sometimes that's all you really need to know how to do.
Yeah, I feel that. Man, and let me hop to another guy, and you won't believe it, but he on the Giants too. And he, I believe with that energy we were just talking about with Jackson Dart, I believe this tied into this guy's energy on the field too. the Giants had a tight end. His name was Greg Dulcich. They released him, but man, he would come in the game, and I watched a little bit of his tape, just a little bit. He would come in the game. He would knock off his blocks, get his blocks, come in, do what the quarterback needed him to do with blocking, come in and be a outlet to the quarterback. He would be a good blocker for the running back. I don't know. I don't understand why they cut him. Man, he came in. He did all that stuff on top of. In the preseason, he led the NFL, or he was tied for the lead with touchdowns in the preseason. So his production there.
Giants tight end?
Yeah, this is Greg Dulcich. He was tied for the preseason with 3 touchdown catches. Yeah.
Wow, that reminds me of a similar situation we was talking about yesterday up in Buffalo with Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah.
He led I think he pretty much led the preseason in total rushing yards, and I'm sure he had a couple scores as well. He was catching balls out of the backfield. So, I mean,
and last year he also, I remember him on the Bills. They would put him up and be like, Frank Gore Jr. this and that. He made some plays last season.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, this is the kind of like the saddest, one of the saddest parts of the year, because you do see those guys with the talent, and it's just like the roster spots get so slim.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking to somebody else, did you see the Shiloh Sanders got released the other day?
I did see that, but I didn't realize that he had got. Yeah, I didn't realize until that he had got cut. I didn't realize. Jesus. I'm pretty sure you can give a little bit more backstory on that.
I saw he threw a punch at the tight end, at a tight end, like maybe it was like a special teams play, or they were doing something. It was just something where they were just like just outside the play, you know, and he just threw kind of like a wild punch at the tight end, and he got a flag, and I think the coaches were reprimanding him about that.
Pretty sure.
But yeah, I don't know if that's like that. I mean, that type of stuff is small to me, though. That's, you know, everybody got pads on. Like it shouldn't be. I mean, basically, just it's a rookie thing. Coach him up on it and move on. That shouldn't be like a. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed a little harsh. But
I agree with that.
If he wasn't playing up to par, I can see why they made the cut though as well.
Maybe it was because he wasn't playing up to par, but another instance that I do have, I don't think it's something they have against the Sanders family, but I do think they're a little bit more under the microscope, and I do feel like they have less leeway he had less leeway than a bunch of other rookies because his last name was Sanders. And that tie-up, reporters and stuff probably saw that tie-up, and they probably thought that was going to be a distraction or something. And then it's like you said,
it's almost like an extra burden if, like, for the team and for everybody, just having that last name. Like, you really got to be, like, balling out. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, It's almost like it can almost like help you or hurt you, because like say he wasn't Deion's son, like maybe that punch doesn't even get seen like that.
Well, but like you said, usually
like you said, he's carrying that last name, so it's like, you know, you kind of held to like almost an unrealistically high standard, almost. But
like you
kind of gotta.
I believe. Usually, especially in preseason, maybe a little bit less during the regular season, you get into a mix-up with your teammates, another team, when they do the joint practices or something. Man, they let that happen, then they brush that off, and they get back to they get back
Right.
to
Right.
training or whatever. Man, I don't think I've ever seen, maybe once or twice. I don't think I've ever seen it say somebody got into a fight, and because this person got into a fight, it was a distraction or something. Like you said, usually you go, you clean that up, you make sure everybody good, nobody continuing with the melee or the fighting or whatever, and you get back to practice. It's not usually we're going to go to the press with this, we're going to do this, this, and that with this, we're going to release this statement. And pretty much they just going back over the same things in different ways. And it's like, man, y'all can call it what it is and just let that go and let this man go try and get a roster spot. If he doesn't fit on y'all team, don't make him look bad to the next team so they won't get him. But
it's like an overall softness.
Yeah. Man, we can talk days about that.
I think it kind of definitely speaks to like an overall just softness. Like, ain't nobody getting hurt from no little shoves out here. Like a shove.
All of this protection.
Think about, like, bro, we used to laugh at that. Like we laugh at that on, like, that's literally a joke on the football field. Like, okay, you gonna hit me in my helmet? You like
you gonna hurt yourself?
You a goofy. We laugh at that and stuff like that. Like, and that's what the dude did. He laughed at him.
Right.
He laughed
I bet
at him. He's like, yeah, okay, you about to get a flag. Exactly, he got the flag. He probably hurt his hand. Like, it's just
gotta go see the trainer.
But like you said, it's nothing serious though. It's like, okay, let's just clean it up and move on. It's not like we don't. You could see like certain times in football, like certain players get those harsher penalties than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you.
But it is what it is. But yeah, just moving on. I say,
got any top signings? You heard any top signings?
Top signings. Okay, you know what kind of pissed me off, low key, that I saw.
What got you
say the top signing of preseason is Amari Cooper for the Raiders. It has to be Amari Cooper, because y'all literally didn't have no receivers at all.
We did have receivers that scored in the games, man. Come on, give us a little credit.
How you feel about the Amari Cooper signing though? I like that a lot.
I do like that too, because I already feel like our ones are so much further than the twos. Offense, defense, special teams, hell, coaching, if you want to put it. Our top coaches are definitely better than our secondary coaches, our third and fourth coaches that's out there. Because you can see the drop-off in some of the plays. Like, you can see Geno Smith throwing to the younger receivers that he's been with for a while. Or since Geno has been there, those receivers that he's worked out with, they've started producing. I don't think we got to see too much during the preseason, because some reason Pete Carroll didn't want them. Well, probably because he didn't want them to get hurt. Pete Carroll didn't extend their playing time other than maybe to the third series. And those couple of series that we did see, our starting offense played good. And like I said, you could see the drop off between the ones and twos, but Amari Cooper, he'll definitely help our receiver room, and he'll definitely help with veterinary assistance to the younger guys. I feel like
veterinary. Hold on, veterinary?
Jesus, veterinary. You can cook me for that.
Take y'all to the kennel?
Veteran.
You say he got that dog assistance for y'all.
Hey, there you go. No. But I feel like Amari Cooper, he'll bring in kind of what Pete Carroll will bring into the team, hopefully. Have another veteran mind with assistance to the plan, And I believe his veteran leadership I believe that'll go to the special teams, the offense, and the defense. It'll give, like we talked about earlier, it'll give some of those kids a little bit of energy, a little bit more energy. And I believe it'll lead to more production mentally and physically out there on the field with play production as well. But, yeah, I think that's a great pickup because our receiver room was looking thin. Now we need to get on the defensive side of the ball because, shoot, I might have to make that phone call for you, JB, to get off. I might have to make that phone call for the Raiders to hit you up. I might have to send them an email, send them a phone number so they can hit you up because their secondary is. You didn't hit some JR. The Raiders
every day. Gotta put on like 10 pounds.
Damn, you gonna be
gotta put
like
that NFL weight. I gotta put that NFL weight back on. But you got anything else for the NFL topics today?
Man, you know what? We almost forgot. Michael Parsons, Jerry Jones, and the Dallas Cowboys, and the circus. the Dallas Circus Show. You don't start calling them clowns. The Dallas Clowns.
Man, Jerry Jones, my favorite man. Jerry.
Oh, this ain't the Springer Show, but it's close to it.
I mean,
man,
how is it? I mean, this has it's escalated into a complete. It's a clown show. I mean, it's really nothing else. I can't really even use a different adjective to describe it. It's just a clown show. You've extended this. Now you've extended this into the beginning of the season. You didn't solve it in preseason. Now it's going into week 1.
We didn't see the Cowboys. We didn't see him the whole preseason.
You got this distraction.
The Cowboys didn't see him the whole.
Wait, hold on. You got this. Hold on. You got this distraction sucking out the soul of your team now in week 1. That's exactly what you don't need. You need him on. It's how in a football team, you either got people that's pushing the team towards greatness, or you got players that sucking the soul out your team, and you got the best player on your team. At least you're the best player on your defense, sucking the soul out your team right now. He's unhappy. You're not getting the deal done. I mean, it's nothing else to say about it, but it's a clown show.
Well, man, I don't think it's Micah Parsons sucking the soul out of the team, because they showed, even at practices I've seen from the Dallas News, and even on some of the preseason games, they showed Micah the preseason games down there in Dallas, where they're home.
Well, I'm not saying. I guess I'm not saying
he's been up there with the team.
Micah, I'm saying this Jerry Jones situation.
Oh yeah, Jerry.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones got him sucking the soul out the team, I'll say.
Man, Jerry Jones is. I don't know what Jerry Jones is doing. He probably doesn't need this.
But what specifically did you say he was doing to the deal?
Well, he okay. So they've already had a deal out on the table. He gave a deal to Michael Parsons. NFL players have NFL agents, so they could marginalize and they could get the best pay cuts, or the best how much that person is worth. Give them all of that. Jerry Jones wanted to bypass Michael Parsons' agent, and he told Michael Parsons he didn't want to have anything he didn't want to have any contact with his agent, which he still hasn't contacted him this whole offseason. He said that he wanted to go through the deal with Micah. So he brought Micah to his office. Micah said he liked the deal. Micah took the deal back to the agent, which is his job. That's why he signed him. That's why he's Micah Parsons' agent. Took him back the deal, and the agent told him, no, that's not what you're worth. You're worth a lot more than that. So he made another deal, made another transactionary deal to see if Jerry Jones was rocking with that, and Jerry wasn't. They said Jerry Jones hasn't talked to Micah Parsons or his agent the whole offseason. The whole offseason. And it's like, first off, what are you doing? You not talking to this man, and like you said, he's the best player on your team, could be the best player in your conference. Man, and then you're trying to figure out ways to pay him. Why don't you just look at your team's salary, look at everybody's budget, and pay him the most he can? That should be the easiest contract signing that should have been done this offseason. That should have been done the first week of offseason. But you've extended it out to the whole preseason, the summer, everything. He doesn't even want to put on a Cowboys jersey. They showed him at the last Cowboys preseason game. He was there. It looked like he was having fun with his teammates. But you didn't see a number 11 jersey on the sideline. They said he was
just in a hoodie. He had a hoodie on.
He was just in a hoodie and shorts. He wasn't playing. He wasn't. It looked like that he might have been injured, but a lot of people have been speculating that he's been saying he's been having a back injury because he wants to hold out for a longer contract extension talks. But even if he did, a lot of us would think the way Michael Parsons plays and the way his mentality is coming on the field, I'm pretty sure Michael Parsons would be out there at least working out something. They said he hasn't worked out anything. He hasn't worked with the team. He hasn't practiced with the team. He'll show up at the practices, but he hasn't did any work. He shows up at the practices and on the sidelines. And it's like he wants to be out there. But it's like, man,
yeah,
if you're not giving me what I'm worth,
a disaster, man. Like,
man.
I mean, Jerry Jones, I love Jerry Jones, man. I must say, I love Jerry Jones. I hope Jerry Jones lives to be 100 years old, and I hope he runs the Cowboys until he's 100, because that's how you just don't even give yourself a chance to. Basically, I mean, this ain't college. You can't treat them or high school. If you could kind of do
there you go, high school
kid, you could get away with that. You kind of control their life. You kind of control their future to a certain extent. A young college kid, you kind of you don't have control over this, man.
Not really, not no more. You tell me about them NIL deals.
Yeah, I guess with the NIL deals, it's not the same now. Players got a little bit more. I mean, it's good though, but
yeah, they got a little bit more leeway.
I guess I'm thinking about our slave master days. You didn't have no mobility. If you leave, you about to be sitting. You're gonna have to sit down. But Jerry don't have that type of power. I mean, it's like
Jerry Jones thinking John Madden.
At a certain point, you gotta have a compromisational spirit. You want all this power, you want all this attention, you want everybody looking at you, but then you don't want to make the right decisions for the team. And you've been doing that, you know what I'm saying, for the longest. Since I can remember, you've been doing that.
20 plus years for us.
Since I can remember.
Since we've been alive, because you were born in '97. I think I was born in '96. Ain't that the last Cowboys? Ain't that the last time the Cowboys did anything? '96 or something? Maybe.
I don't remember the Cowboys ever winning more than one playoff game ever in my entire life. And I've been watching the Cowboys my entire life. I never remember them winning more than one playoff game ever. I mean, basically just like the Eagles until recently. The Eagles was like, and the Redskins. The Redskins haven't won anything. The Eagles hadn't won anything. And I had never seen the Cowboys ever win anything. The only team I had seen win any Super Bowls was the Giants growing up.
Win one Super Bowl.
Won 2 Super Bowls. Until in college, the Eagles won in Penn State. But the Cowboys have never, I mean, they've never been even relevant in, like, any type of.
How have they not
like
been relevant?
It's almost like
they're called NFL America's team. Come on, let's talk about that. If you really want to talk about it,
I'm saying in a competitive way. Competitively, they're irrelevant. They're completely irrelevant. They're a fashion show. The Cowboys are a fashion show. That's all it is. It's a Texas fashion show. It's not a football team.
Well, if it's not a football team, why they been beating the Giants? So talk to me. You've been watching the Cowboys. You've been watching the Cowboys and Giants. Yeah.
Because the Giants have been terrible.
So
Daniel Jones, you can't win. You can't do anything with a bad quarterback. And if you put your team in the hands of a bad quarterback, you're not doing anything. We had Daniel Jones for the past 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones is the worst. He's probably the worst decision in Giants franchise history that I've seen. To waste 6 years on a quarterback that can't throw the ball down the field.
All right, I got one more question for you. And I'm not even a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I am from Dallas, Texas. So I got questions about that. How are the Cowboys a fashion show when they must have just became a fashion show? Because I haven't seen or heard of a team win 3 Super Bowls in, a 6-year span? 7-year span? So I don't know. That's why I say that. But I'm not the biggest Cowboys fan either, but I know what they've done in the past, and I wouldn't say they had too many pushovers. They had Troy Aikman. They had Michael Irvin. They've had Emmitt Smith. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Cowboys fan.
I know you're an undercover Cowboys fan, but I'm just saying in my lifetime, I have never seen the Cowboys. The Cowboys in my lifetime have been a fashion show.
And you've seen the Giants. You've seen the Giants be good 3 years?
I done seen 2 Super Bowls out the Giants.
So you've seen them be good 2 years. My bad.
I mean, I think it makes all the difference. Winning the Super Bowl and winning and not winning it, that's all the difference in the world. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Well, I think you said the Cowboys are a fashion show.
The Cowboys are nothing but the Cowboys have been nothing but a fashion show for the past 25 years. They've been nothing but a fashion show.
So what are the Giants? They have all of the TVs. They dance in front of the cameras. They bring watches and chains. They wear watches and chains during the what? And that fashion show has typically beat the Giants, from what I've seen. I don't have the best record.
Are they gonna beat the Giants this year?
Yes, they should. They're gonna beat the Giants every year.
You're a Cowboys fan.
You can call me what you want. I'm a NFL fan.
The Cowboys are gonna lose 2 games to the Giants this year. I promise you.
And you're praying that happens because it hasn't happened in your lifetime, probably.
What?
When the last time the Giants beat the Cowboys 2 times in 1 year? 2008?
It's gonna be 2025.
No, I asked when is the next time? When is the last time that happened?
I can't tell you that. I can tell you the last Super Bowl.
I can tell you that.
I can tell you the last Super Bowl the Giants won.
I didn't ask. We're not talking about Super Bowls. You don't have to play a team 2 times to make it to the Super Bowl. And I'm pretty sure the Giants didn't beat the Cowboys 2 times during their Super Bowl runs those years. Maybe 1 year out of the 2 good years they were good. But hey, like I said, I ain't a Cowboys fan, so I don't have any stats and stuff.
Eli used to spank the Cowboys. What you talking
that's
about?
Your daddy.
Eli was spanking the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, Odell Beckham to throw to.
I mean, Odell Beckham, Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Amani Toomer.
Hakeem Nicks? Who is that?
Jeremy Shockey.
That's about it.
Hakeem Nicks?
Tell me who that is.
Hakeem Nicks is the Super Bowl champion, something that the Cowboys don't have in the past 25 years. That's who Hakeem Nicks is. Hakeem Nicks is the Super Bowl champion. Mario Manningham is the Super Bowl champion.
NFL people who watch the NFL don't know who those guys are. Unless you're a New York Giants fan.
Okay, people don't know Odell Beckham.
I already talked about him. We just said that.
Okay, people don't know Victor Cruz.
Barely. If you pay attention to that conference, you know Victor Cruz. No, what has Victor Cruz done?
Victor Cruz is a Super Bowl champion.
He's like a third receiver, right?
Victor Cruz is a Super Bowl champion.
It's fourth string. It's gonna be a 4th string quarterback this year. That's a Super Bowl champion. Great job. Who is Victor Cruz? We know he's a 2nd or 3rd receiver.
Okay, here I'll say this: Victor Cruz scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl in 2011. I'll say that, and he's a Super Bowl champion.
Oh, that's a great job.
Hey, I'll say this: T.O. on the Cowboys ain't a Super Bowl champion. Des Bryant ain't no Super Bowl champion. CeeDee Lamb will never be a Super Bowl champion while he's on the Cowboys and Jerry Jones is running it.
The Giants
Miles
don't talk about Des Bryant. The Giants haven't even had a good NFL receiver that we can remember. Who? Plexico Burress? We got 3 receivers from Dallas.
You just named another one. Okay, you just named another one. I just gave you 5. Plaxico Burress.
No,
Odell
I'm talking
Beckham.
about people we know their names. I'm not talking about Victor Cruz, a 3rd receiver, 4th receiver. He barely
Mario
on the field
Manningham.
right now.
Huh?
You said Mario Manningham?
Really, Hakeem Nicks. Hakeem Nicks is the other one.
And he didn't even have a big role on your team.
Hakeem Nicks is a Super Bowl champion.
He didn't have a good big role on your team, though.
Hakeem Nicks?
Go out and ask somebody who is Hakeem Nicks or who is Des Bryant. I guarantee you they're gonna have more.
If you talk to somebody who watch football, they know who Hakeem Nicks is.
If they're from New York,
Hakeem Nicks is a Super Bowl champion.
I guarantee you, Hakeem Nicks doesn't. You name Des Bryant, and Hakeem Nicks probably doesn't have what Des Bryant had in high school, other than a Super Bowl win.
Hey, Hakeem Nicks is a Super Bowl champion. Des Bryant ain't a Super Bowl champion. Terrell Owens ain't a Super Bowl champion.
That doesn't mean anything.
CeeDee Lamb ain't a Super Bowl champion.
Who cares?
Dak Prescott ain't a Super Bowl champion. Tony Romo ain't a Super Bowl champion.
They whoop the Giants' ass every year, though.
Okay, well, that makes all the difference in the world.
You could be that Super Bowl champion, but
and I knew your ass was an undercover Cowboys fan.
I knocked your ass off 2 times.
I knew your ass was an undercover Cowboys fan.
No, I'm a Des Bryant fan. Des Bryant is from Dallas, Texas.
Des Bryant ain't no Super Bowl champion.
It doesn't matter. Des Bryant is better than all of those receivers you
So
named.
Dez Bryant is not better than Odell Beckham.
Des Bryant is 10 times better than Odell Beckham. Des Bryant is not going to just catch the ball down the field on somebody. Go look at what he does. Go look at his techniques. Better than pretty much anybody in the NFL right now. Better than Malik Neighbors, your starting receiver right now.
Hey, he's not better than
I could
Malik
go call Des Bryant off the couch in Dallas. Come out here and show this nigga what you got.
Come out here and get his ass locked up.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to college. We got some matchups this week. Texas versus Ohio State. How you feeling about that?
Like, they finna go to where's Ohio at? Wherever Ohio is, and kick that door down. With a backup quarterback.
It's at Ohio? It's in Ohio?
It's in Ohio. Yep.
That's gonna be a good game. I probably have to rock, but it pains me to say this, but I probably have to take Ohio State this weekend. I ain't really the biggest Ohio State fan, Ohio State guy, but I probably like them in this matchup just because they just always come with it in these little away games, and sometimes it takes Texas a little bit to figure it out. I think Texas is always talented, more so at the end of the season, but I see them sometimes make like more mistakes at the beginning of the season before they can usually find just fine tune their craft a little bit. Whereas Ohio State, they usually kind of come with it more early, and then they make mistakes, get more lackadaisical kind of towards later in the season, middle of the season type of deal. What do you think?
Well, I think Ohio State is going to have to do a lot more than just be confident because it's a past season. I think Ohio State is going to have to come with it a little bit more. Well, first off, a lot of people don't have them winning the game, and they have Texas beating them by less than a touchdown. I think that's because Texas has a couple of guys, well, actually a lot of guys who played last year that returned to the team. Then they got a pretty stout quarterback that everybody's looking at. They say he's a Heisman hope.
Who does Texas have returning that you're looking at?
I think everybody and their mama is looking at Arch Manning. They talking about him more. I've heard people say he's the best quarterback ever to not start a season out. I've heard he might be
real fast. Take that back to the Cowboys for a second. Do you think the Cowboys are tanking for Arch Manning?
I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. I really don't think the Cowboys would do that. I don't think, because I believe Arch Manning might stay again just because he can. I believe the lifetime of college football players might last a little bit longer from here on out because they're not so money hungry, because you can make this just about the same money that you're making in college now as you're making as a rookie in the NFL. Definitely, well, probably more than likely you're making more money than a rookie in the NFL. You probably already surpassed him. So it's like, what do I have to lose if I stay here again? Or we do have those kids.
Right. There's no reason not to stay in college now. Like,
yeah,
you stay in college for as long as you.
You
get paid. What? You can, and then think about it. You can leave and go somewhere else and get paid.
and not have to worry about no controversy or anything.
No
10 years ago, we always have this conversation. 10 years ago, you might get sent to jail for receiving any type of funds for what you did on the field. Now, man, these kids living like superstars. Or I'll say this, as they should be, because they are superstars, being on TV every weekend.
The video game
judged.
is back. That's wild.
Yep.
They got a video game back now.
Man, that's crazy.
Is NCAA 2026 out?
Yeah, it is. It came out, I believe it came out maybe 2 months ago, and I've heard.
Okay.
It's the most realistic, definitely the most realistic college game, because you remember they took those off the market. They stopped making those for about 10 years. So they said the gameplay is really good. It's very, very similar to what it would look like. The stadiums, all of the extras, the jerseys, all the way down to the cleats and the gloves. So I think it's like, man, there's so much you could do in college football now. I hate to say it, but some of them kids probably even thinking about, do I even really want to keep playing after this? Because I'm pretty sure they're still going to be able to make some of that money.
So the Cowboys are going to have to tank another year to get Arch Manning.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the Cowboys think. But, man, if they did do that, I believe there would be some type of repercussions, because the NFL would be able to blatantly see that. Then I think other teams would have something to say about that, possibly because Austin is closer to Dallas than every other team except for one, Houston. So I think people would have something to say, and that will probably make news too. You're really the first person who brought that to my light, and I think that could be a huge possibility, knowing how Jerry Jones is. So we might see a terrible Cowboys season. Y'all might hear about the Cowboys more than a lot, because we love Jerry Jones over here. So I think it's going to be nice to see them. If they do try that tank, man, we're going to enjoy that, ain't we, JB?
So that leads us to the best bets segment of the show. Try to make y'all some money. We made our first bet. We 1-0. We skipped last week, but we back this week. Best bet. A source of bets.
Right. Man, what's your best bet for the week?
Hold on. My best bet for the week, Jeremiah Smith, the receiving yards over. I think they're going to go to him at home. They're going to try to get the quarterback real comfortable. What's more comfortable than a 6'4" receiver than for a quarterback? They're going to try to get him going early and often. He's going to make some explosive plays against Texas. Probably
I think all
early.
of those guys are going to have to get it earlier when you got 11 players on the field, and on both sides of the ball you got 14. Last year's draft, they had 14 draft picks. So you got to think about that. Most of these guys
have only got Texas.
No, Ohio State had 14 draft picks in the draft. So they're down 14. Somebody had to relinquish those other 14 guys that was probably playing or practicing on the field. So I think that'll be a very interesting matchup, because Texas has a lot of veteran experience, and Ohio State is a little bit younger. Not to say that'll make a difference on the field, because these days that don't really mean nothing. But I do think it'll carry a little bit of weight with people saying the over-under of the score of the game could be less than 5 points. So I don't have no discrepancies with Ohio State winning that game or being the under on that game, because that's the first time they've ever had a top 5 matchup as first game of the year. Maybe it might not be top 5. It might be top 3, because I believe Texas is number 1.
You know what I'm excited to see? I'm excited to see Arch Manning tested early. I'm happy he's not going into like one of those cupcake games. Let's see if he can play against a real defense early. Like, it's good.
Well, last year I got a chance
remember how he was saying about the cupcake games. I mean, he already got all his cupcakes in last year. No more cupcakes. Let's see what you got. Like, and Ohio State's gonna put him to the test.
Well, I think last year Arch Manning got to see a lot more than he did. He got to play some top 10 teams, top 15 teams. I mean, I got the chance to see him play against South Carolina last year. No, Mississippi State. I'm sorry, Mississippi State and Oklahoma. Oklahoma wasn't as good last year, but this year they will bring a good defense. Mississippi State, I believe that was his first game playing, because Quinn Ewers had got hurt. Man, he came in that game and it looked like that's where he was supposed to be. That's what he was supposed to be doing. And it was just like he led the team strategically down the field. He used his legs when he needed to, and he stayed in the pocket when he did need to. So I think that's going to be very, very interesting to see, especially that first game, since that might, early on in the season, that's definitely the biggest game, the biggest test for them, for each team. So I'm excited to see that matchup. I can't wait till 1:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, about 1:30 on Saturday.
Can't wait. You got any other games you've been looking at, you seeing? Or not too many yet, because I know it's early in the season.
That's really not. That's really it. I mean, this first week is kind of
cupcake.
Who else? I'll say who else is playing. There was a couple of other games.
I believe. Let me see. 2025. I know there was Sunday. There's 3 good games. Let me pull up that schedule. College. The first game, which a lot of people are saying is going to be Thursday, and they're saying it's going to be interesting to see, as it always is. It's going to be interesting to see Boise State on that blue field. But that's going to be the first game. I think Florida State and Alabama is going to be a good game. They play Saturday, too. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Florida State is coming off of that down season, that terrible season they had last year. And I think it's going to be interesting to see where Alabama is, because a lot of people are saying this might be a make-or-break year for them, too, as well, because I do believe they didn't have a good season last year. And then, this is a good one I wanted to ask you about. How do you feel about Penn State? Because that was the next game I came past, too. Penn State is the number 2 team in the nation, starting off, and they play Nevada.
Sure. I think it's
what's up with that, man?
I think it's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, a fashion show. That's what that is. It's a fashion show. It's I mean, I wish they would play a little bit higher level of competition, but they should go out there and dominate.
Heck yeah.
Go out there and make it look like a fashion show.
Make it look like one. Yep.
Put them away early and move on to next week. that's pretty much it for that. There's not too much to say about that.
Yeah, I agree with that. The next game we got is a top 10 game. I think a lot of people are interested to see this game too, just because it's a rivalry game now. Clemson versus LSU, which I believe somebody better do something week one, because both of those coaches.
You know who I really don't like? I don't like who's the coach at LSU? What's his name?
Brian Kelly.
I don't like Brian Kelly for LSU. I think he's ruining the program.
Well, so how you feel about that?
I think he's just not a good coach, especially for the SEC. He got to be up north. He's not like an SEC coach to me. He don't have the swag for it. He's like a up north. He need to go back to Notre Dame. That was the perfect school for him, because he don't got the swag. He just don't have enough swag to be the LSU coach. LSU coach got to have a little bit of swag to him. He got to be like Orgeron. He got to be like a little bit like Les Miles. You got to have like a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? Brian Kelly, I don't think he's good for that program. It's just not a fit. He don't fit the program. It's just,
I agree with that. I don't think he fits it. I don't think it's Brian Kelly. I think it might be the guys that he brings along with him.
Bro, it's LSU though. You can't.
No, I don't.
What? You're saying his assistant coaches?
His assistant coaches. I don't think LSU is a bad program at all. I don't think they've ever really been a bad program.
I think they're a great program. But I think
when you bring in the wrong coaches, and the coach, like you said, that coach doesn't fit into their style of play. LSU style of play is pretty much a spread offense, like we've always seen. Great receivers. Brian Kelly, look at his pass. His pass is Georgia Bulldogs. I think he might have had three first and second round running backs on his teams, most at one time. And it was a run-heavy offense. So I think he tried to bring that to LSU, and that's just not LSU's style of play. Probably 20 or 30 years ago, we've seen LSU in a under center set most of the time with two backs, but I don't think he has the assistant coaching or the coordinating that would fit into LSU's description, that what we've seen LSU do something great with. I think he has the players. I don't think he has the coaching or he's not the coach for that.
I don't think he has the style for LSU.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a little bit more, like, just swag to be the LSU coach.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we always saw from an LSU coach. You got to have a little bit more, I don't know. He's just too, like, playing
energy.
game.
I feel like he doesn't have the energy.
He's playing game for LSU. He way too playing game for LSU.
He doesn't have the energy. I don't believe he has the energy that he could give off to his players. Like we talked about Jackson Dart earlier. You could see him bubbly. You could see him bouncing around. You could see him talking to people. Brian Kelly, most of the time you see him, he looked like a librarian.
Real serious.
He looks like a librarian.
Yes.
And it's like, come on with some more energy, man. You're not doing nothing for this team to energize them. And it's like you said, he just doesn't have that swag. He doesn't have. He has a pro style swag that LSU is looking for, a spread option swag. And it's like the pro style, it might work for a couple teams, the higher tiered teams, but
wait, who is LSU playing again?
They're playing Clemson.
Yeah,
and Clemson is supposed to be loaded.
I'm interested to see how Clemson is going to bounce back from their down year as well.
They had a down year too. Yep.
I mean, it's kind of a good matchup because it's two teams coming off of years that's kind of below their standards, should we say?
2 coaches. Hell.
So they're gonna be going at it. I mean, the beginning of the football season is just wild in general, college and NFL. More so college because it's so many unknowns.
Yeah.
In college, it's like a lot of unknowns. NFL is a little bit more set in stone. But college is like it could be anything. You don't know what you got. You don't know what you got at
anybody. You got a D3 team. Some years they might come out and beat a D1 team and shock the nation, and we like, hold on, what?
I don't know about D3, but maybe 1AA.
I've seen a D3 team go to a D1, not the highest rated D1 school at all, but they sure beat them, and the faces on them people.
1AA teams beat D1 teams all the time, though. Beat big D1 teams at least once a year or once every other couple of years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The excitement is always there in the first couple of weeks, especially with some of the bigger teams. Like the last game of the weekend, of this starting weekend, week 0 is what we call it. The last game of the weekend, from top to bottom. The last game of the weekend is Notre Dame versus Miami. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think Miami is going to have a lot to prove with I ain't going to say they lost Cam Ward, with Cam Ward being drafted last year. And I want to see how their new quarterback is going to come in and do. Carson Beck. I believe he came from Georgia, and he's supposed to be the hire to Cam Ward, so he has some pretty big shoes to fill. Because if I'm not mistaken, Cam Ward might have been 3rd in the Heisman voting, because I know it was Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, then I believe Cam Ward. But a lot of people were saying he could have easily won the Heisman. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Miami is coming back after Cam Ward's amazing season. Then Notre Dame, I believe they're going to be, at the end of the season, we're going to be looking at them in the college football playoff, because I believe is probably going to help them being FBS independent, to where they could go play anybody over the nation, and
they can pick and choose their soft schedule. They can soft shoot it. That's all Notre Dame always does. So they're pretty much going to be a shoo-in every year, because they're gonna soft shoot their schedule, and they're just going to they're going to at least be able to get the A spot, basically.
Well, you know what? I don't think Notre Dame has a soft schedule. I think they're going to be playing a good team because they start the season off with Miami. Their second game they play Texas A&M. They're supposed to be good, pretty good. They're supposed to be strong on defense this year. Then their 6th and 7th game, they got Arkansas and Boise State. I believe the Boise State game will be a little bit bigger. They have a little bit bigger input on the Big 12 playoff. Then I believe the 9th game they have USC, which a lot of people have been saying USC might be back on the come up. So I think that'll be an interesting game. But that's pretty much, for week 0 in college sports, that's pretty much everything that I'm looking forward to, liking, disliking, and just glad that we back now. Glad that it's football season. Glad we have something to watch pretty much consistently. But glad we got some news. Whether the world news, we got some news we can actually pay attention to with sports. All of the stories, the whole season timeline, and what's going on. Man, it's amazing that it's back that time again, man.
Yeah, it's back that time again, man. I think we about to wrap this up and get up out of here. How you feeling? You got any last thoughts?
No, not really, y'all. Go out there and have a great week, great weekend. Watch some big sports.